Hi, everybody, and welcome to Keeneland Babies, presented by Spendthrift. I'm Dan Illman, along with Nicole Russo, and we're going to take a peek at Thursday's Keeneland Baby race. It's race number 2, and it kicks off a 50-cent pick 4. We take a look at this field, and we see some big-name trainers in here. Wesley Ward has the 7, Twilight Gleaming, a really intriguing European pedigree.
Yeah, definitely. And we'll talk about her first crop sire, National Defense, one of several freshman sires from both sides of the Atlantic represented in this field. I think it's a fun pedigree race.
And John Ennis, who of course won the opening day Keeneland Baby race, represented by the 6, She's Got Attitude. She's 2-1, the second choice on the morning line. We'll take the field in program number order, beginning with the number 1, Action Potential. This is a $13,000 weanling that sold down for $1,700 as a yearling. The dam was stakes place sprinting on Polytrack. It's been a slow start for Firing Line as a stallion, however.
It has been. I believe the statistic is he's 0 for 12 with his 2-year-old debut starters. I like Firing Line quite a bit. Of course, he ran that terrific race against American Pharoah in the Kentucky Derby. I liked Firing Line's own sire, Line of David, quite a bit. That said, he is off to a slow start, and, I kind of can't endorse one of his 2-year-old first-time starters here. Maybe watch for this horse down the line.
Couple stablemate, the number 1A, Luna Fortuna, however, is by a decent debut stallion. I like the morning lines. They score 15% of the time with juvenile debut runners, and this is an active female family. Luna Fortuna is a half to the Grade 3 stakes place turf runner Corelli.
Yeah, and Morning Line, really an impressive physical horse by his now, who can inject speed into that line. So he's done well with his 2-year-old debut starters.
Breaking from the rail is the number 2, Burrow Down. This is from the first crop of Connect, the third dam, Champion Meadow Star. What do you think we're going to see from the Connects? He was very good at a mile.
He was very good at that mile, especially the one-turn mile. Connect is a son of Curlin. I do expect them to be able to run a bit longer beyond a mile, but that being said, he's another one injecting some speed into a stamina-oriented sire line, perhaps, and Burrow Down looks to have inherited some of that speed, coming in here off of bullet work, and we talk all the time about how the break is key in these 2-year-old maiden races. She looks like she's going to have, some ability to show some speed from the rail post.
Can't get off to a better start than the stallion American Freedom. 1 starter, 1 winner at Keeneland, and he's got the number 3, another flat drunk, who's got some pedigree. A half to Mijos, a stakes winner, won the Mucho Macho Man at Gulfstream. This filly was a $45,000 yearling buyback, and the dam's a half to Charleroi, who won the American Oaks on turf. Interesting pedigree.
I think so. American Freedom, I've been interested in because the graded stakes winner is perhaps one of the last very good sons of Sire of Sire's Pulpit to go to stud. He's got a couple in this freshman class with American Freedom and Lord Nelson over at Spendthrift Farm. American Freedom, who stands at Airdrie, had that 4.5 furlong debut winner on opening day to record his first winner. That being said, he was a good 2-turn horse. In addition to his graded win, was second in the Haskell, second in the Travers Stakes. Some distance in the female family. I think this one might stretch out down the line for John Hancock.
Number 4 is Smile at the Storm. She is by Can the Man, an average debut stallion, 10% winners or so, a $2,000 short yearling buyback. The dam won 3 races. This is her first foal. Maybe not as much pedigree as some of the others in here.
I think that's a fair assessment. Can the Man, a solid 2-year-old sire, but I think, some in here are even more solid if that's possible.
Number 5 is Pout. This one sold for $62,000 as a weanling, then down to $10,500 as a yearling. By Dialed In, another solid debut stallion. What you might like about this pedigree is that the dam was stakes place sprinting at 2 and was a debut winner, and she's a full to a juvenile stakes winner, albeit on a synthetic surface.
Yeah, and I do like that speed and precocity in the female family to back up Dialed In. He was a very good, one of the leading freshman stallions of his class a couple of years ago, and now we're starting to see the crops that were conceived as a result of that early success.
Now we'll see if the John Ennis and James Grand combination can work magic with a horse that's bred to go a lot longer than 4.5 furlongs. The 6 She's Got Attitude is by two-time Breeders' Cup Classic winner Tiz Now, 8% winners with juvenile debut runners, and the dam's a half to a stakes winning router named Telekinesis. So stamina pedigree, but you got hot connections, and this horse is working quick.
Yeah, we did mention just a minute ago that the Tiz Now line usually benefits from some distance. And I look at this on the combination of the top and bottom of the page, and I certainly think distance and experience will be the key for this one. John Ennis really looks like he's, come loaded with these 2-year-olds this meet. But prior to this meet, I would have told you, hey, they really are better their second time out.
Twilight Gleaming, the number 7, is 8-5 on the morning line. She is trained by Wesley Ward, and she is by National Defense, a very good 2-year-old overseas. What can we expect from National Defense as a stallion?
Well, National Defense was a Group 1 winning 2-year-old. He's by Invincible Spirit, a very fast horse and a source of speed. I certainly expect to see speed and precocity from his offspring. You look at this filly and you say, hey, she's by a European stallion. She was bred in Ireland. Maybe she'll prefer the turf. That being said, I think Wesley Ward and Spendthrift Farm, they love to target the Royal Ascot meeting. I think they would love to get Twilight Gleaming out of the gate quickly, get her off to a good start on the dirt, as they've done with horses such as Lady Aurelia, and then take her over to Royal Ascot and to other big European races to run on perhaps her preferred surface. I think with those big goals in mind, they'll have her ready to fire here first time out.
I agree 100%. This horse sold for about $96,000 overseas as a yearling. You mentioned she's owned by the powerhouse Stone Street Stables, and we do see a bullet workout over the deep Gulfstream West dirt track. Twilight Gleaming should show speed with Arad Ortiz. Completing the field is the 8 Murgatroyd by Spendthrift Stallion Brody's Cause, a $1,000 yearling, but a little bit of family here. The dam's a half to a stakes-placed runner, the family of Citronade, who is a Grade 1 stakes winner on the turf. I'm going to take a wait-and-see approach. Maybe this one will do better going a little longer.
I think so as well. Spendthrift Stallion Brody's Cause, he was a very good 2-year-old by Giants Causeway, and I think he flew under the radar a little bit in his freshman class, which was pretty accomplished. But, he came out with some nice horses.
Let's take a look at our top picks for Thursday's Keeneland Baby Race presented by Spendthrift. Who do you like?
I couldn't get away from Twilight Gleaming in this spot. Think she might be the breakthrough 2-year-old at this meet for Wesley Ward. As we talk about all the time about horses for now versus down the road. We talk all the time about trainer intent and, owner intent. And I think looking at what you would consider some of the goals for Twilight Gleaming and looking at, this group overall, I think she stands out right now.
I'm with you. I'm going with Twilight Gleaming in here. That guy Ward is due for a winner at Keeneland in the baby races at the very least. It's your Thursday Keeneland Baby Race presented by Spendthrift. It kicks off a 50-cent pick 4. Watch the board for these races. We don't have access to it right now, but you will. Best of luck.